Okay, hi, it's Lara here from Design Your Fabulous Future, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here today running this webinar, 4 Steps to Build Your Backbone Sister. Now, hopefully you have had the chance by now to download the workbook that was in the email for you, and I'm just going to actually, on the right-hand side of your screen, you should be able to see a little button that says Workbook Download Now. So hopefully you'll be able to get in and download the workbook. You can click Save As when you've downloaded it and just create a new file name in a file folder. And that way you'll be able to use the fillable PDF. Of course, you're also welcome just to download it when you are off the webinar and print it off as well, so that you can fill it in with a pen and have your journal handy as well, because there's lots of activities that we are going to be going through today. I'm going to share my screen with you now. There's going to be a presentation, and this webinar will last a full hour. It is a training workshop, so there are going to be some activities for you to complete. You'll have your workbook there as a guide. And as we go through, if you've got any questions, please post them in the chat box to the right, and I'll get through and answer them as we go through. There'll be an opportunity as well for you to ask questions, of course, at the end of our session today. So without any further ado, let's begin. There we are. I'll just share that now with you. Okay, so welcome for those of you who don't know me. I'm Lara Young. I am the founder of Design Your Fabulous Future, and I'm also, sorry, I'm just going to have a number of different businesses that I run. I also run a business consultancy, and I also run a retreats business. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my background as we get into it, and then we'll go straight into the training. So I've had 20 years experience as a coach, course designer and facilitator, initially in the corporate world, designing programs for leadership teams, designing strategy sessions and planning sessions for boards, and also working on large-scale change programs and resilience courses as well. In 2006, I started my own businesses. So I started 3 businesses. I started a business consulting business and a neurolinguistic training business as well. So I was actually running training throughout Europe, the UK, Scandinavia, and the US as well. So in addition to that, I also have a guest house and a glamping ground. And the reason that I started the guest house business was because that I was running retreats, and every weekend I was hiring houses to have them in. And I suddenly realised, I was living in London, and I realised that I could actually live in the beautiful English countryside and run my retreats. And it was going to be, it was going to cost me less money. So made the decision to move into the Leicestershire countryside, and it's absolutely beautiful here opposite Belvoir Castle. So started that business to run retreats and planning and strategy meetings. And in 2013, which was the 2nd year of operation, we won the Leicestershire and Lincolnshire Excellence in Tourism Awards. Also, I run NLP training, coach training, and I also love food. So you can see there's a picture of me as a judge in the British Pie Awards. I also cook on the radio and chat about cooking on the radio. And I started a food festival as well called Graze the Veil. And the reason I'm telling you these things is because if you have goals, if you set, if you have dreams and goals, you can absolutely achieve them. And also you can be multi-passionate. You don't have to just do one thing in life. You can do a whole range of different things that, fulfill your passion and your joy. The other thing that I've done that has really been about, I guess, building my backbone as well, is that I found myself single in my early 40s, sorry. And I've always wanted to be a mother. It's something that I always knew that I wanted to do. And for various reasons, I was never in a relationship at the right time. I also had some issues around fertility. And so I started the adoption process, and my social worker said to me, you know, you won't get girls and you won't get babies. And I was really clear that I wanted to have a sibling group. I have a great relationship with my own 2 sisters and brother, and I really wanted to have 2 children who were biologically related. So long story short, Grace came to me at 18 months in the November, and her full sibling Sarah came to me in the February, and she was 6 weeks old. So I actually was then a mother of 2 children under the age of 2. And people at the time said to me, you know, be careful what you wish for. And I guess with all my experience in law of attraction, you know, mindset, in taking action, I said, I am. You know, I set out my stall. I have a purpose. I know what I want in my life and in my business, and I set goals around that, and I manifest around that, and I take action. I take inspired action every day to achieve what I want to in life. So that's the basis really upon which I'm going to start talking to you about building your backbone today. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you in this webinar the 4 steps that, if you take them, will guarantee your ability to build your backbone system. Now, on that photograph there as well, just a little bit more personal history, you'll see there's a bedroom there. That is the one of the bedrooms here in Vale House. And then there's one of my daughters. I had a 12-month sabbatical back in Australia, living right on the beach, and that's the beach there below where my family has a house. And then there's the back garden of where I am at the moment. So this is when the day the sheep came in from the farmer's field next door. And let me tell you, it takes a pretty big backbone to be able to herd sheep back across and through the fence. All right, so let's get started. Today, and in all my courses, in Create Your Dream Life Sister, in my Build Your Business Backbone course, and in Build Your Backbone Sister, I always talk about following the recipe and the importance of actually taking the action that you need to take to get the results that you desire. So, for example, if I was to start cooking a birthday cake, I select my recipe from the birthday cake book, and I think to myself, okay, I need to get all the ingredients together, but I decide that I'm not going to bother adding the eggs. Then I am not going to get the result. I'm not going to have that beautiful cake that I've set out to bake happen because I've skipped an important step. You know, some people love reading recipe books. I'm one of them. You know, but actually reading a recipe book isn't the same as making a cake, in the same way that reading and listening to the activities we're going to talk about today is not the same as actually doing them. If you leave out the eggs, if you just read the recipe, you are not going to have the cake at the end. So let's have our cake and eat it too. Now, you will have been able to download a workbook. It came through your email. You'll also have that on the link at the side page there. So I do encourage you to make sure that you have actually downloaded that workbook, because it's got all the activities that we're going to go in through and some more as well. Okay. So there are 4 steps that you need to build your backbone, and the first one is that you really need to define your purpose. Why do you need purpose to build your backbone? Because having a clear sense of purpose, clear values, drive and direction really helps you to persist and achieve in the face of setbacks. If you know where you're going, if you know the end result that you want to achieve in life or in business, then every decision that you take and every action that you make is going to be aligned with that. So having a purpose and being really clear about that purpose and being really clear about what's important to you in life is really essential, because it drives your motivation, it drives your direction, and it drives your desire to actually achieve, to actually take action. So how do you know your purpose? In the Life Design Mastermind group on Facebook, we've had a couple of challenges. We've had a 7-day clarity challenge, and we also have the Clarity 101, which is a 5-day clarity course. So they're good things to actually take, because the very first step in knowing your purpose is to identify what you want. In the back of your booklet, you'll see there's some links, and one of those links is to that Clarity 101 course. And if you I really recommend that you do, because it's an easy first step to take. It's 5 days long to start to think about, what do I really want in life? If you want to go broader than that and look at all the different areas of your life and what you want, then Create Your Dream Life Sister is the program for that. 6 weeks long, we go through all the different areas of your life to determine what it is that you want. It's very in-depth and getting great feedback. So the next step really, when you're knowing your purpose, so you've identified what you want to do, be, or have, is to actually get clear about your values. So what is important to you in life? Now, everyone has different values, and there's no right and wrong values. There's no right and wrong of what's important to us in life. But in order to get clear about what we want, and to have the motivation and the drive to achieve what we want, we really need to be in what's called alignment with our values. So that if our values, for example, are around freedom, and we decide that we're going to commit to a job that's not going to be able to, we're not going to have much travel, or that it's 9 to 5 and very rigid in nature, then we're not really fulfilling that value of freedom. Similarly, if our family is very important to us and we are in a relationship with someone to whom that's not important, then that again is not in alignment with our values. So there's some great exercises that you can do around getting clear about your values, and it's just simply about thinking about what is important. And I will post a worksheet up in the Life Design Mastermind for you guys to have a look at as well. It's just a value sheet, and just to see which ones resonate with you. Things like love, happiness, abundance, adventure, freedom, all of those words. And I think, you know, if you are in alignment with your values, there's a real sense of ease about what you do and what you achieve. And so it really is a very important step to be taking. The next step is to understand why you are doing it. It being anything that you want to have happen in your life. So why are you doing it? Why do you want it? What motivates you? Okay. Now, a great question to ask yourself when you're thinking about motivation is, what will this get for me or enable me to have? So what will achieving this goal or dream get for me or enable me to have? And just write down the answer for that. And then the next step is to think about, okay, so what else? What else does it get for me? And just keep asking yourself the question, what else, what else, what else? Keep doing that until you get to those value statements, until you get to those statements which are really driving and important motivators. For example, if you have a goal or a dream which is to be a size 12 by a certain date, say by Christmas time this year, what will this get for me or enable me to do? You might start off by saying things like, well, it means I can fit into some clothes that I haven't been able to wear for a while. It means I'll be fitter and healthier. It means that I will be more attractive to the opposite sex. It means that I feel confident. It means that I feel like I can take on the world. It means that I can feel like I'm getting really visible. It gives me a sense of absolutely loving and adoring myself. You know, get to those statements where the level of excitement builds about actually achieving that goal, of actually getting to where you want to be, because that will pull you forward in times when you're thinking, I can't be bothered. That's why I love things like vision boards, you know, very visual representations with emotion included of where you want to go and where you want to be in life. It's really important that you get clear about your intrinsic or your internal motivators. So how will you feel when you achieve it? And your extrinsic motivators as well. What outside sources of feedback or positive energy are you going to get from actually achieving those goals? what will happen for you, what will be the tangible results that will occur, and what will be the emotions you'll feel, what will be, what will keep you going, what's the end result of all of that. The next step is that once you've identified where you want to be, that it's making sure it's in alignment with your values and really tapping into those key motivators, is to point yourself in the direction of your dreams and desires and to take inspired action every day. Create plans. Create to-do lists. Use the post-it note activity that I've talked about a few times on various webinars before. If you don't know the post-it note activity, basically what it is, that if you have got something that you, got some goals that you want to achieve in life or in business, write down, get 3 different coloured sets of post-it notes, okay? Perhaps, orange, fluorescent yellow, hot pink. On the orange ones, write down, just brainstorm first on a piece of paper all the activities that you can do in 15 minutes that will move you towards your goal. Then brainstorm all the activities that you can do that will take 30 minutes to achieve your goal. Next, all the activities that you can do that will take 60 minutes to achieve your goal. And then for each one of those, put the 15-minute activities on perhaps the orange, the 30-minute on the fluorescent yellow, and the 60-minute on the hot pink. When you've got all those activities listed out, if you're ever at a place where you're thinking, I'm bored, I'm apathetic, I don't know what to do next, simply take one of those 15-minute post-it notes and write down exactly what you're going to do. So that's the post-it note activity. I just noticed someone's having major internet connections. Hopefully everyone else is okay. Can you just let me know in the chat that everything is flowing okay for you guys, please? That would be brilliant. Thank you. So the next thing that you need in order to build your backbone is confidence. Why do you need confidence to build your backbone? Well, cultivating confidence means that you'll stand up tall, make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. You'll have the confidence to take risks and get out of your comfort zone. You'll also have unwavering faith in yourself and be unstoppable. Okay, so here is my top tips for getting confident. And again, these are in your worksheet as well. Now, the very first one is to create an achievement log. So write down all the things that you have achieved in your life so far, everything that you're proud of, big or small, everything that you've done, qualifications that you've achieved, perhaps you've organised an event, achievements at work in your career, achievements such as having a wonderful relationship with your family and friends. Grab a journal, create an achievement log, and just keep going. If you stop, pick it up the next night. Write down everything that you've achieved. The next is to design yourself. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be in life? What qualities do you want to embody and engender and start to build about yourself? Okay, so all flowing for the UK, says Sina, and I can't see the slide clearly, Ida. I'm sorry, Ida, I will actually send out the slide pack for you. Hopefully, it's just a bandwidth issue. Sometimes if you go down into the bottom right, there's a little box that you can click on. It looks like a little square and it will bring the slide up. Bring the slide up into full focus for you. Okay, so the next one is that you really want to start building your competence, and competence breeds confidence. So as we get better and more skilled at different things in our lives, we become more confident about doing them. It makes sense, right? So if you start off watching Bake Off, for example, Great British Bake Off, and you can't bake a cake, the more that you try and the more that you put effort in and the more cakes you bake, the better you become. Same with any activity in life, whether it's a hobby such as dancing or sewing, or whether it's actually something to do with your business, whether it's writing a blog post or communicating with people, training people, running webinars like this. The more you do them, the more confidence that you build. The more confidence you have, the more confidence you gain. The other thing that you can do to get confident is to really practice self-care. Now, this is all about looking after yourself And it's not just about looking after yourself physically, and that is really important. And I do actually recommend, when you write down your task list in the purpose activity, to actually write down some things that you can do from a self-care perspective. So it might be, you know, have a bubble bath, go for a jog, make sure you're drinking 1.5 litres of water a day. But it's also about practicing self-care for your mental and emotional well-being as well. So things like meditating, practicing positive thinking, writing down affirmations, and really taming your inner critic. That's key, right? Because we all have this little voice between our ears that can either be really supportive of us and be our best cheerleader, or it can actually be quite negative. And it's not often until we stop and take note of what that inner critic says to us on a daily basis, in the ways in which it can potentially undermine us. It's not until we pay attention to it that we realise how that can actually knock our confidence. And we're doing it to ourselves. You know, I'd like you to, just over the course of the next 48 hours, pay attention to that little voice and just notice the things that you're saying to yourself on a regular basis. And that could be things like, you know, I can't do it, or you can do it. It could be things like, oh, you're so stupid, or you've got this, try again. It's really important that you do be honest with yourself and pay attention to the way in which you talk to yourself, because unless you tame that inner critic and bring it around as someone who is your own cheerleader, it can really start to knock and chip away at your confidence, okay? Now, this is something that can take time. One of the ways to actually tame your inner critic is to make it into a little funny character, you know, to make it into a little goblin, or to make it into, I don't know, Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, and give it Donald Duck's voice, or Mickey Mouse's squeaky little voice. Because when you're saying, oh, you're so stupid, in that kind of voice, you don't take it seriously. There's humour in it, okay? So take time to tame your inner critic. All of these things I'm going through relatively speedily at the moment, and obviously we go into a lot more detail in the Build Your Backbone Sister program. The next one is to get out of your comfort zone. And the more you get out of your comfort zone and try new things and try new experiences, meet new people, the more confident that you'll become. It's kind of like building your competence in a way. It's building your ability to get out there, immerse yourself in life. And 52 Adventures to Change Your Life is the program that has been running since January, and there's weekly challenges and adventures in there. And they're all designed to get out of your comfort zone, whether it's physical or whether it's mental or emotional comfort zone. So important, and you can write down one thing that you can do this week to get out of your comfort zone as part of this activity, and then go and do it. And I'd love to hear the fact that you've done it, and so you can post that back up, email me, or post it up in one of the Facebook groups. Awesome. Okay. The next one is adaptability. So why do I need adaptability in order to build my backbone? Well, when situations change or unexpected events occur, being adaptable and flexible enough to respond proactively is essential in staying on track and getting the results you desire. There's a quote that the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get different results. If you were baking that cake and you kept leaving the eggs out and you expected to have a cake, well, you know, that's not adapting, that's not being flexible, that's not paying attention and recognizing that something isn't working. So the things that you can do in life and in business to be adaptable and develop your adaptability is to make sure that you have some feedback loops, okay? Now, feedback loops are external or internal. So external loops could be things like people saying things to us, wow, you're looking amazing. You're going to be a size 12 by Christmas. Or external feedback loops like the number of clients we have, or external feedback loops like getting a promotion at work, someone saying, you know, that's an amazing job you've done. External feedback loops like the production of a project. So, for example, I know Christine has been making some skirts and things recently. That's a great external feedback loop because there's the finished product. You can actually see it, it's tangible. So think about the feedback loops that you have from an external perspective. It may be client feedback, for example. It may be the number of people who are engaging with you on Facebook if you're in a business. Internal feedback is really about how you feel. So there's a spectrum, and some people really don't need external feedback at all. Okay, they don't need external validation or other people telling them how great they are in order to know how good they are, in order to know that they've done a good job. The other end of it is that there's people who only get validation from external sources. They only feel good about themselves if someone else is telling them or acknowledging their greatness, acknowledging how wonderful and how loved they are. So think about where you are on that spectrum and make sure that you try and include a balance of feedback loops and feedback mechanisms in your life and in your business. The other thing is then, once you've got these feedback loops, also use your sensory acuity. And by that I mean, it's a neuro-linguistic programming term. Sensory acuity refers to your ability to pay attention. What are you seeing, hearing, and feeling that tells you things are on track, that you're going in the right direction? You know, if your goal is to, for example, be a size 12 by Christmas or attain a certain weight, and you're not noticing the scales going down or your existing clothes getting looser, then that's an external feedback loop, and you can use your sensory acuity to say, actually, maybe this exercise program or healthy eating regime that I'm on isn't quite working and it needs a tweak. If you're putting things out there like in business, like blog posts, or you're selling a product and people aren't buying it or they're not responding or engaging, using your sensory acuity to say, actually, maybe this isn't working. Maybe it needs to tweak. Maybe it needs a tweak. So it's really about paying attention and noticing what's working and what's not working. And as soon as you notice something that is working, keep doing more of it. Enhance it. Look for ways to enhance it as well. But also pay attention to the things that perhaps aren't working. And if things aren't working, then you need to make a change. Okay, and that's where being adaptable when you're building your backbone is so important. Sometimes we get so wedded to not the outcome, but the process that we've committed to achieving that outcome, that we become inflexible and rigid and we're not prepared to make change. The key is to pay attention and then make the necessary changes to get the result that you want to get. Okay, don't keep on a pathway that is not getting you the results that you desire. And that applies to every aspect of life as well as every aspect of your business. Okay, so the next part of building your backbone is really about community. So why do I need community to build my backbone? Having a tribe of like-minded and supportive people around you is the secret weapon to propel you forwards in times of doubt. Being able to build and maintain positive relationships with others is a really key foundation for success. You know, there's a saying, no man is an island. And I know that whether some people are introverted and don't get energy from being around people. People who are on the more introverted side of the spectrum tend to get their energy and from actually being by themselves, from doing activities in isolation, pursuing solo pursuits. People on the extroversion scale, on the high end of the extroversion scale, love being around people. They've had a hard week. They love nothing more than going out to the pub on a Friday night and chatting to as many people as they possibly can and engaging and being around people. People on the more introverted side of the spectrum tend to prefer, and it's all tendencies and it's all preferences with any kind of personality profiling, it's all tendency and tend to prefer, rather than hard and fast rules, but people who are more on the introverted side of the spectrum, they've had a hard week at work, gets to Friday night, they prefer to go home and either be alone or to be with people, friends and family who they know and love, and just relax with them. You know, have a quiet meal in, maybe even a quiet meal out, a glass of wine. But they tend to like to get their energy from not immersing themselves in lots of chatter and discussion and social events. So, and we go into a lot more detail about personality and where you are potentially on the spectrum and identifying your preferences in the Build Your Backbone Sister program. because I think that it's really important that you know yourself really well in order to be able to start to build that backbone, to build those levels of resilience, to develop strategies that you can use that is particularly suited to you and tailored to you, that work best for you. So the first part of any kind of program, like Build Your Backbone Sister or coaching, for example, really ought to begin with really defining, who you are. So, as I just said, in order to find your tribe, to find your community and the people that you resonate most with, really important that you actually take time to know who you are. Think about what you like. How do you like spending your time? And it's all different things when you think about who you are and what you like. It's not just about, I like strawberry ice cream. It's more around, do I like spending a lot of time with people or by myself? Am I creative? Am I, directive? Do I need to be the leader or am I a follower? There's so many different things that make up who you are and what you enjoy. Take time to write those things down. How do you like spending your time? What does your ideal day look like? That's a great activity to do. And it's something we do in Create Your Dream Life. How do you spend your time and how do you want to spend your time? Take that opportunity to really visualize and get the sense of, if I had a choice to do anything, what would I do? If my day could be any way that I wanted, how would I design that day and how would I design my life? Now, the other thing is as well that, when we talk about finding our tribe and making sure that we're aligning ourselves with people who, have similar interests, similar outlooks on life, is to actually be able to have the skills in which to communicate effectively with them, to build rapport, to develop relationships, to build relationships in an effective way. I think in the 24/7 information age, people are more and more craving deeper connection. There's a lot of, I suppose, superficiality that exists around, the internet. And it's not because people are becoming more superficial, it's just because the access to information and communication is so fast and so readily available. And, I know myself, I'm someone who, in building my businesses, have always been very much a word of mouth person, and making the transition to having a stronger online presence has been an interesting one for me because, I love that connection and I love the reality of meeting people and talking to them face to face. And so for me, it's been a real exploration, and I'm having to build my backbone in this area, of getting over, I guess, a little bit of sadness about not having as much face-to-face connection as I would like, or as I have had previously. And it's about finding different ways to create connection and to communicate effectively and build rapport. And it's also about, I think, speaking about that, I think a lot of us tend to communicate and interact and network online. And I think it's equally important that you do find outlets that you can engage with people offline as well, whether those people are existing family and friends, whether it's attending networking events, whether it's, having a hobby, being part of a community, whatever that is. If you crave it, go find it. Try and strike a balance between the relationships that you cultivate and grow and initiate online and in-person relationships as well. One of the adventures that we actually had in 52 Adventures to Change Your Life was, for a week, I asked people that instead of texting someone, they phone them instead. And the response was amazing, because it's not until you do an activity like that, until you actually take the time to think, okay, I am now not going to just text back, I'm going to phone a person, that you see the real impact that it makes and the joy that it brings for you, and also for the other person, at actually having you phone them and having a conversation. And you find out so much more, of course, when you do converse with people, rather than that one-sided almost text or email exchange that we so often engage in with the excuse of it's quicker, I don't know if they're available, so really do take time. I guess that's a challenge that you could pick up for this week, is to instead of texting or emailing somebody, give them a buzz and just see what happens. So finding a tribe is the fourth step to building your backbone. And there are lots of groups in, obviously online, but also offline as well. Meetup.com is a great resource, a great website. Basically, you can pop your interests in there, and then you'll find all the different groups that operate in your area to do with certain, whatever interest you have, whether that's an interest perhaps in meditation or in bungee jumping or in cycling. There are business groups as well on Meetup. So if you're a solopreneur working from home and you want to find like-minded people, then I recommend meetup.com. It's great for that. Online, obviously, you just search in the search bar, search some search terms, and particularly on Facebook, Pinterest, social media platforms like that, LinkedIn, you can easily find people who resonate with you. And again, it's about resonating with your values and your interests and who you truly are. Okay, so they are the 4 steps to building your backbone sister. And it is beyond mindset. It's not just about positive thinking and creating positive belief systems and, saying affirmations daily. Building your backbone is so much more than that. And I'm just going to explain to you now a little bit about, or introduce you to a little bit about a course that I'm running. And I've got a very exciting, I'd like to say offer, but it's not really. It's an exciting opportunity for you to be a part of that. And I want to, part of my work and the work that I love is changing lives and helping people to just be the best that they can be, and whether that's in life and business. And I think this program really helps you to do that. And I've got a couple of things that I just want to share with you now. So, Build Your Backbone Sister is my newest program. It is a group coaching and e-course program, and it is designed to help you clearly define your ambitions and your purpose in life and business. So it covers off that whole module around purpose. It's designed to develop the skills to banish any limiting beliefs that have kept you playing small. And so often with clients, it's what they believe that holds them back more than anything else. And just to be able to get rid of those beliefs and replace them with really positive ones that encourage you and motivate you is just so wonderful. It's so important that you have that ability and the skill to do that, be covering that off. You'll also build your mental toughness to keep going even when you feel like throwing in the towel. And I know a lot of times, if we're not getting results that we want, sometimes it is about, we do feel like throwing in the towel. We do feel like quitting. This is about helping you with specific strategies and techniques to enable you to build that mental toughness. It's also about then creating the courage and the confidence to go for what you want and get it, okay? So really building up those muscles around being courageous, developing your confidence and cultivating it to such extent that, you will take those risks, you will take the chances. And often that's the difference between people who are living a life that they want to live and people who aren't. It's absolutely all about having that courage and that confidence and just taking that next step and that action. Taking action is just so critical if we want to achieve anything that we desire in our lives. And the next and important thing is that you're going to be establishing and implementing tangible actions that will move you from where you are now to where you want to be. And the key is that it's not one size fits all. So for me, every program needs to be about, or is about, delivering tools and techniques that you can use, that you can try on, see what fits, see what works for you, and that really can be tailored to you, to be tailored to who you are, your wants and desires, and to really make a difference in your life. And so we spend time making sure that what you're learning, you're able to apply and it's delivering immediate results. What's included in the program 4 tried and tested training modules with step-by-step guides on how to use and develop your resilience to fail-proof your future. Now, when I say tried and tested, I have trained over 2,000 people in this program as a live 2-day event and have gotten fantastic feedback about the results. And for me, any program like this does not begin when you start the program. It actually begins when you finish and you start to implement. And I love going back at the end of a program 3 months, 6 months and 12 months later, just to make sure that people are applying the knowledge, that they're putting things into practice and they're continuing to get the results. It also includes 6 group coaching calls where you can share your progress, ask questions and learn from the wider Build Your Backbone Sister community. The sense of community is really important, and actually being able to engage with and chat with other people who are going through the program, sharing ideas, suggestions, and then also to be coached by me one-on-one in a hot seat environment. So that's a great opportunity. And when people enroll in the course, I structure it so that we do have calls at 4 different time zones so that you don't miss out on that wonderful opportunity. Every module has actionable exercises, so you can take your learning beyond the digital classroom and into your life and business, okay? This is not about all talk and no action. For me, it's really important that you're able to use everything that you learn to transform your life, transform your business, transform your thinking, and really build your backbone. You know, it's in my interest as well to ensure that I'm providing you with materials and learning experiences that get you results. Because unless you get results, there's no value in it. And if there's no value in it, then my calling to help people to live amazing lives and create amazing businesses isn't worth anything, because I'm not achieving, you know, what I set out to achieve as well. So they're really designed to get you the results that you desire. You'll also receive a guidebook full of activities to complete and backbone building actions to take. So there'll be things set for you to do that will challenge you and bring you out of your comfort zone. You'll also have membership of a private interactive Facebook community of backbone builders just like you. And if you're feeling brave, you'll love our weekly Truth or Dare. You'll get a fearless challenge for each module that you can try in the real world to quickly build your courage and confidence. So the program actually is enrolling at the moment, but it's enrolling in quite a unique way. And I'm going to just describe that to you right now. So one of the things for me is that I like everything to be accessible. I like people to be able to afford to do and undertake the development that they need to undertake to be the best that they can be. So what I have created is an opportunity and an offer for you, and I'm just going to pop that up now on the side here. And the offer is really that you can actually join Build Your Backbone Sister, the e-course, for $270 today, and also get your get access to the Build Your Backbone Sister boot camp. So you can pay $270 today and get a full year's access, including the Build Your Backbone program and the boot camp, or you pay £27 per month to get access to the boot camp itself. So what's in the boot camp? So we've got Build Your Backbone Sister, the e-course, which I've just talked to you about. It's a 6-week program, and it includes everything I just talked about before. But in addition to that, there is also a boot camp. Now, the boot camp is a membership site, and basically what that includes, and I actually need to just flick over and change the screen I'm sharing. Sorry, I've just realized. So I'll just quickly do that. I'm just going to change the screen I'm sharing now, and I'm just going to share a different screen with you, which has all the interesting stuff in it about the boot camp. So let me just make sure that that's working. Yeah, so present to everyone. Okay, so The boot camp is actually, so you buy the course, you buy Build Your Backbone Sister, and then you actually, as a special bonus, you get the boot camp. And in the boot camp, I just need to work out how I do this. Hopefully that will show you. So in the boot camp, what you actually get, and you can read all of this at your leisure, but what you actually get is free access to Build Your Backbone Sister, which if you buy it, you get it. And you also get immediately enrolled in 52 Adventures to Change Your Life. You can choose one of the signature programs, so you don't actually need to do Build Your Backbone Sister. You could choose Create Your Dream Life Sister, or Build Your Business Sister, or Create Your Wishbone Sister. You get access to all my other short courses and programs, including 52 Adventures to Change Your Life, which I talked about earlier, so you get straight away enrolled into that. We get monthly coaching calls, so every month in the bootcamp there is a theme, so you have the opportunity for one-to-one coaching with me, and all of those calls will be recorded and added to the members area. We have a monthly theme as well as a challenge around that theme, and they're all about getting clarity, confidence and courage to create your dream life and business. So there'll be a range of different themes. So every month, every single month, there's going to be a bundle of training for you. There'll be a challenge, activities for you to do. There'll be a coaching call around that as well. So lots of inspiration inside it. You'll also get instant access and to downloads, workbooks, cheat sheets, video training and resources. I love creating content. You know, you'll have seen my vision boarding guide, the gratitude guide, the I am activity. So there's going to be lots and lots of materials in there as well. You'll have the Facebook community, and we'll also have regular guest experts. So I'll be interviewing people, having them join us. And so you'll be able to learn not just from me, but also from other experts in the area of life and business transformation. So whether you're a business owner or not, you will really get value from this. So we're going to be having people talking to us about a range of different things, you know, social media, how to present confidently, you know, ways in which to transition through various stages of your life. The other beauty of this thing is that you're going to get a 25% discount off all courses, retreats, one-to-one coaching packages and VIP masterminds. So once you join the boot camp, straight away you get 25% off all of those different things, which means that all the other courses, if you select to do Build Your Backbone Sister, you can do all the other courses for 25% off. You can get 25% off one-to-one packages with me as well. And also, if you're available to come to a live retreat, you get that too. And then also my VIP live business mastermind. The doors open on the 1st of August, and you can just see when you go in, you'll see all the different things that you get instant access to, and all the things that you can choose from. Okay. So the early bird plan is $270, which gets you straight into Build Your Backbone Sister today. It's regularly $497. Then there's an early bird monthly plan, which is $27, and that's a commitment for a year. Okay, so it's not just pay $27 now and then not pay anymore. It is a yearly commitment. So there are some testimonials from clients and a little bit more about me on that page. And that is, let me just go back. So that is the bootcamp, Build Your Backbone Sister. That link on the screen will take you through to that page. So if you look to the right of your screen, there's an offer screen. It will take you through to that page, and you'll be able to see more information, including the various payment options that you have available there. And the other thing I need to mention is that the £27 price per month and the $270 is only available to the first 10 people who enroll in the program. So there is a little bit of scarcity. There's a little bit of scarcity there. Just going to flick on over. Yvonne, you're saying the slides have been out of focus. Okay, sometimes that happens, Yvonne, depending on what browser you are using. So I'm sorry about that. I will double check that for next time. If anyone has any questions, I'd really love to hear from you. Questions or any comments about the program, about Build Your Backbone Sister, the boot camp, about anything that I've talked to you about today, that would be great. Love to hear them. Okay, so, all right, so okay, so I've got a question coming here through Facebook, funnily enough. Got a question come here through Facebook around the Backbone Sister Bootcamp. Yes, so it starts on, when does it start? So what happens is, Build Your Backbone Sister, the bootcamp, the doors open for that. So if you buy today, the doors open on the 1st of August. And by that I mean that you will have access to all of those resources. When you do buy, you'll be immediately enrolled in 52 Adventures to Change Your Life if you're not already in there. So on the 1st of August, you'll have access to ebooks, cheat sheets, downloadables, some free e-courses in there, and there'll be a special preparatory course for Build Your Backbone Sister that you'll receive as well in there. On the 8th of August, Build Your Backbone Sister starts, and I'm pretty sure it's a few weeks later that I'm running Create Your Dream Life Sister again. So remember that you have the option when you join the bootcamp to choose any one of those 4 courses, from Build Your Backbone Sister, which is what we've been talking about today, Create Your Dream Life Sister, which is all about looking at the different areas of your life, getting absolute clarity about each one and creating a tangible action plan for making it happen. There is Build Your Business Backbone, which is based on my 20+ years of experience leading and facilitating strategic planning and planning sessions, development and change within organisations. So it's for, if you run your own business, online or offline, it's really about getting all the strategies and structures in place that you need to move forward and create a profitable business. There's a link for that actually on the back of your workbook. So there's links for all of these programs. You can learn more about them on the back sheet of your workbook. And the other one is Create Your Wishbone Sister, which is all about manifesting. And it's a manifestation program that is going to go for 4 weeks. And it's all about using the law of attraction and manifestation techniques to make whatever you want in your life a reality. And it's actually a program whereby we partner with one another. There's a lot of accountability in it as well. So, okay, someone's asking about the different themes. So the themes for the Build Your Backbone Sister Bootcamp are going to be around all the essential ingredients for building your backbone. There'll be themes around clarity, themes around courage and confidence. There'll be themes around purpose. There'll be a theme around self-love as well, which is a really important one. There'll be a theme around communication. There will be a theme around there'll be a mindset theme using neuro-linguistic programming or NLP techniques. So we'll have a full month on how to use NLP techniques in your life and in your business. I'm a trainer of neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy and hypnotherapy. So I'm going to be using all those skills and resources to have a month of focus around that as well. So lots of different things that we'll be covering. There is tons and tons of value. I really wanted to pack a lot of value into the bootcamp because I know, having just run Create Your Dream Life Sister, and there's people in there who've already joined the bootcamp. I know that I just want things to be accessible for people. I want to help people to create change, and I just know that having a forum like this to be able to do it in, and a community in which you can interact, is just really, really so important for getting what you want to achieve in life and business. Okay, so are there any other questions at the moment that you have at all? If you want to pop them in, that would be wonderful. I'm not sure whether or not you've actually all of you are in Build Your Backbone Sister. And again, you know, some of you I think are in Life Design Mastermind, which is brilliant. The difference between the two groups is that Life Design Mastermind is really about strategies for creating an amazing life and business. And Build Your Backbone Sister, which is my other Facebook group, is really about, you know, taking action, building your backbone, and all the things that we've been talking about here today. So if you're not a member of that already, it would be really great if you want to just jump on and join in with that group. I'll pop the link up. It's also, again, on the back of your workbook. So let me just, I'm having fun with this technology today. It's awesome. Let me just, I'm going to stop screen sharing so you can see me. Here I am. Hi. I am going to just pop this up now. Let me just, I'm just going to remove that one for a minute. And I'm just going to, you can just click through. If you haven't already joined, I'm loving this technology because it just enables me to put these offers up. There we go. So if you click the button there, Build My Backbone, you should be able to, that's just to the Facebook community. So if you're not already a member of that, then please just jump on in and become part of that community. So I hope that today has been a very useful session for you. I'll just go back to chat. I hope today's been a really useful session for you. I always love delivering these trainings, and I wanted to make sure that you actually do complete those workbooks. Take the time to do the activities. Send me an email or post up in the Facebook group any questions that you've got, or if you want help with any activities, if you finish the activity, that would be amazing. And just let me know how you've gotten on with those. They are all concrete steps towards building your backbone sister. So they are all about, you know, some of the strategies of how to do it. Obviously, lots more in-depth in the program and in the bootcamp itself for actually building your backbone, the mental toughness that you need to get to where you want to be in life and business. So the other thing I wanted to say as well is that I'm going to be running, this is the first in a series of webinars, so stay tuned in the Facebook groups, and also I'll email you out a notification about the next webinar. It will be taking place next week, so I'll be running these for the next few weeks, and you'll learn about the topic for that one as well. It'll be a very similar format to this, so it will be content and activities, a workbook for you to complete, and then we'll actually, basically some of those skills that you need to build your backbone. So I am going to sign off now. I'll be over in the Build Your Backbone Sister Facebook group and Life Design Mastermind Facebook group this afternoon. If you do have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, I will send the replay out as well very shortly after this, so stay tuned for that too. I'm just going to now sign off and say goodbye. I'll just do a little, there we go. Okay. There is a lag with Webinar Jam. So sometimes what happens at the end of a webinar is it will cut off for you, and as soon as I cut off, it'll cut off. So I'm just going to stick around. I'll just see if there's any other final questions that I need to answer here. But otherwise, it's been absolutely lovely having you here, and I hope you've got some value out of the webinar. Thank you so much for being part of it. Bye.